Everybody, we're in Virginia!
Woo.
Answering your questions. We got a ton of them.
A lot.
So we're going to start just shotgunning them out. So number 1, no, we're not going to Toronto. Number 2, no, we did not see episode 41 of Vanguard G.
Sorry.
Number 3, if you want to see our reacts, they're coming. We're not...
Yes.
Okay, we kind of do resent doing them, but we do like doing them at the same time because it's fun to poke fun at the series. We're not a huge fan of G, honestly. We can go with that another time. But we do have some episodes coming up. Nate's working on editing them. They're an interesting thing. Just wait till you check them out. Next, Cat Risers and Blouse. Nate, go.
No. I'm sorry, Blouse don't have a Legion, so it doesn't make sense to put them in there. And I mean, if Blouse get a Legion, sure, go for it. But I mean, even if you're trying to use Blouse as a finisher, Cat Butler is your finisher. So no, sorry. GG. Next.
Next, let's talk.
Metaborgs.
Metaborgs. Ryan.
What do they need? They need cheaper cards,
Yes.
cheaper strides. I don't have CV2 to waste. And I don't want more than one. Like, I want a first stride that's actually okay.
Yeah.
Like, how come Cosmic Heroes get 3 strides and Metaborgs get 1? D-Robos have the same problem. I mean, they just topped, so obviously it's a little bit like easier for them to do so. And I didn't see any heavy Duke cheese. I saw a little bit of heavy Duke cheese.
I play a little bit of heavy Duke cheese.
But really, let me get cheaper cards. Because it's okay to have all the good effects in the world, but if they cost 10 mana, then why do you play? You can't play them.
GG.
It just sucks.
So let's talk, while we're on the topic, OTT. We've got a lot of questions on what OTT needs. So let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yes, we did see it at the event. It actually got top 16.
Hey.
It was actually very good. It was Coco Susano.
Here's my problem. Why are we still playing Coco? I just said this about the Kagero video. Like, why are my best cards old?
Yep.
Why are my best cards from set 5? Why am I still playing Dote? Because nothing's ever been printed that's better than Dote. If you want to make your game, like, if you ever want to have an all-G format, like Bushiroad may be looking at doing with CFO.
Yep.
We were making jokes yesterday about CFO, but the single fact, like, yes, there are some clans you can play, but, like, none of these clans have a secondary grade 3 besides Shadows.
Hey.
Shadows has, like, 3 good post-G grade 3s. Everybody else has, like, 1.
Well,
sometimes a break stride's playable, and sometimes it's not. And even then, if it is, what else do you have? Like, your Chronicles got it only because, like, we might have Bailiff might be okay. Like, that's not the point. But OTT's the second best card to play before playing Susano was, like, you can play Tsukiyomi or you can play Coco. And that's it. Why am I still playing these old cards? Because nothing better's been printed. Give me something that does, like, give me a new Amaterasu, like future Amaterasu.
That would be so
that lets me, like, stack my deck from the top down. Like Coco and Coco, like hot cocoa, not Coco like cocaine.
Give me a GB2 guy, a GB2 grade 3 that lets me, like, at the beginning of my... Give me a Hermes Generation Break 2 on my opponent's main phase. Let me check the top card of his deck and decide whether or not it goes to the top or bottom. Give me that. Give me that.
Like, I can choose between it and Susano. Like, do I want to go aggressive or do I want to stay back and, like, give me a second break stride that allows me to either aggress and, like, look at the top cards of my deck on stride or something, or draw cards with Susano. Like, let me pick. Let me at least have something decent. That'd be fantastic.
Moving on. So, Nubatama, real quick.
What do they need to get broken? OTT needs a new stride that says, like, draw cards for free. Like, come on. Give me something.
Moving on. Nubatama. So, Nubatama stride to make it busted. Bind the hand until end of turn. Make it a GB2 skill. Heck, make it GB2 Persona flip until the end of turn your opponent's hand is bound. Or bind the opponent's hand.
That would be incredibly busted. I still think it's going to be more like on attack, pay cost. If you can't, then you can't guard. Yeah. And so if you're at 4 damage, you choose. If you're really afraid of that crit, that guy has a tiny penis.
The question was, what does it take to make it broken? That's broken.
Yeah.
I mean, that...
Okay, so, Pelton, what do they need to be good in terms of a finisher?
Stride, on attack, put 2 in the soul. Well, let's just make it
on stride Persona flip.
Yeah, on stride Persona flip, on attack, put 2 in the soul, take 2 out, give each the 2 that you took out 10k.
Give them Lampros.
Give them a Lampros clone.
Because look how well that turned out.
Yup. That could be scary. Okay, if we were in the anime, based on our personalities, what clans would we use?
Ryan, you first.
Kagero.
Yeah, he's Kai. He's literally the Kai of our group. I'm pretty sure he would sell his soul to the devil if it let him get a win in every Vanguard game.
Nice.
I'd be making a lot of money.
And then, Nate?
Based on my mood, I would either play Shadow Paladins in the most serious of I don't care, I will crush you and kill you just to win.
The weakness is a sin way.
Yes, that, me and that guy. Or I would honestly be Ren in the very goofy Spec Duke Ren, like I'm making a joke of everything that's going on. Yeah.
Me, I'm either playing Royals like Daigo. I'm Daigo Royals. Or I'm probably Kote screaming out justice, and then hopefully when I scream out Dayusha, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme song starts playing in the background. Yes, I know it's from the Brave series. You don't have to put it in the comments. I know, but let me imagine it's Megazords in the back of my brain. That's all I want.
It'll be in the comments. You cursed us.
It's gonna be in there. I know it is, but we know it's from the Brave series. I like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I like Super Sentai. Let me have my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme, okay? Okay. Next.
Okay, if Golds, Pale Moon, and Shadows all got Revival Legions, what cards would be revived?
Gold has to be Spectral Duke or Azel. Because first, let's do this under the premise of one thing. We have yet to see Revival Legion of a card post set 10. 10 set 10 and beyond. So therefore, because that's a constraint, we have to constrain ourselves from set 9 and under. So Golds only have Garmor, which they're not going to revive because Garmor does nothing but CB2 get a card. And they're not going to do... they could do Azel and they can do Spectral Duke. So...
the only relevant cards.
For Shadows, Nate, go.
For Shadows, honestly, PBO, I guess. I mean, we have the new Break Ride that could be a little cool cross thing. That's really the only preset 10 thing worth reviving, honestly. I mean, if we throw out the preset 10, I think Raging Form would have the next best chance and do a Thing Saver type thing where Persona Ride the Raging Form and Superior Legion with the Mate from the Soul. That's pretty much it.
What do you think? What was the third one?
Pale Moon.
Pale Moon.
It's gotta be Lukier because there isn't anything else.
Beast Tamers?
No. So, what else we got, Nate? What time are we at?
We are at 7 minutes.
By the way, Nate's iPhone lens is only recording 15-minute increments,
Yeah,
so these bursts only come in 15
sorry.
minutes max. So,
I happened to look out the damage check with 15 minutes.
yeah. So, go ahead.
Shoot, I can't think. Gear Chronicle, with set 4, will they be meta? With what we know as of now?
With what we know as of now, all we know is they're making progress. Callium is not a GB1, so at least you're doing something grade 2 in the early game and tucking their starter. And so if you went first, which is almost a death sentence in this meta, you can probably, mitigate that disadvantage.
Make the best of the bad situation.
Yeah, you're finally doing stuff outside of GB1 because so many cards with GB1 was just totally absurd. Why did they do this? Thanks, Bushiroad, for attempting to overbalance. Gear Chronicles, what happens when you overbalance something? The cards are good, but they're just not good enough as a clan with all their restrictions to be good. Yeah. Hopefully, what they just need in GPT-04 is speed. If next stage is a first stride that is their Sengard Regale,
or their Aura-Geyser.
Or their, what I want is an Aura-Geyser for them. Just something that lets me draw 5 cards and do something else. Sweet. Give me that.
That's good.
So, another person asked us about Bushi and whether or not... so first, ARG events, you asked us about, you looked at the website, couldn't see anything. Well, the season just ended. Ended yesterday, ended today, started today.
Yeah, they're working on getting new events throughout the nation for the next season.
Chip has had almost no time to himself.
Yeah, so they'll announce it sometime later on this year. It'll either start near the end of the year in the winter or in the spring. I'm probably banking it'll start in the spring, and that'll give us enough time to calm down, get our monies up, and let the meta change enough where it actually makes a difference. And then,
Shadows will still be there.
Are Bushiroad events worth going to? Well, right now it's the singles event. They're best of 1 until top 8. It really all depends. I mean, the promos are expensive right now, so if you trade and sell a lot of cards, that might be worth it for you. If you practice enough and you feel it's worth it for you, we go because we like to go. We like to share it in Atlanta. We've done this a long time. We do it because we'd like to talk to you guys. fans and stuff like that. We do because we like to play Vanguard. You just have to be willing to know that the nature of the beast of the game you're playing is that you might walk in there, best of one, get triple crit, and be, just ruling the scrub bracket the rest of the way. And you may just lose 2 games because so many triple crits. That's just the nature of the game we play. So.
It also depends on where you live and how close the nearest one is.
Yes, I wouldn't recommend driving 10 hours.
If it's 500 miles and you're best of one playing Messiahs, that might not be the best time.
Yeah, so how much time we got left?
We got about 4 minutes.
Okay, so we also had a question about, so if there was an Alfred stride, this question was directed to me, if there was an Alfred stride and the stride was an Alfred stride, could Light Seeker Alfred Exceed become a deck without Thingsaver? So here's the thing. The Alfred stride's either going to require an Alfred in the heart.
And we'll need a new Alfred.
And then you'll need either a new Alfred grade 3 or you'll end up running like Seeker Exceed or Seeker Exceed Alfred and like OG Alfred.
No!
Which is risky, and I wouldn't like to do it, but that'd be your options to run, consistently.
Oh God, give me something post G for everybody.
Or we get. Here's my thing. I don't think it's going to be a stride. I think it's going to end up being an Alfred break stride.
Give us other break strides.
Give me an Alfred break stride, and I'll work on the extra deck on its own. If it is a stride and it requires a Seeker heart and it's an Alfred, then you're just going to run Thingsaver. You're just going to run Thingsaver Alfred. It's hard to get away from Thingsaver. Saint Guards have done it, but I think the Saint Guard deck that topped today in Nats is a Saint Guard Thingsaver build.
Yeah,
so the thing is, it's kind of hard to walk away from Thingsaver because Thingsaver is just that powerful. It's hard. It's hard to build a deck around just Alfred. So unless we get one. So we'll talk more once the set drops and we know what we get. I think that might be everything.
No. What do we know? Do you think Bushy will run out of ideas? / do we have ideas? / what do we expect from Bushy in the upcoming future? Especially with the new season of the anime starting, and we typically get a new mechanic when the season starts.
Wait, when's the new season start?
It's coming up, I believe.
Okay, so
it's coming.
Here's the things that we were told at the beginning of G. We were told, and I'm assuming this will be over the course of the next 3 seasons or whatever they do. We got Stride, which was introduced in this season. They also said that Grand Legion and Reverse Legion were going to be 2 mechanics introduced. They said this at the beginning of when G started. So we don't know what those new mechanics do. So those are 2 mechanics that we have to look forward to. Now, I will say this, there's only so many times you can ride the Vanguard. Legion was very novel for its concept because it wasn't riding, and we were like, whoa, this is so cool. And so, Ryan, what do you think?
I think they're doing just fine adding mechanics. I mean, they've already announced these 2, and they've also given us Token Ranbu, which has their own mechanic.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to run out of ideas. It's just, hey, he's back.
Same guy on the motorcycle.
Yeah, he actually is. It's just whether or not Bushi's going to run out of fun mechanics or mechanics that we think are, make metas that are decent to play in.
Yeah. I would like to see a new defensive mechanic. Like the potential Quintet Walls had, I would like to see that. Where Grand Blue can guard from the drop, Shadows can sack to perfect guard.
Specific that makes clans, that doesn't focus the game so much on offensive power.
Yeah, it's not just a generic everyone has one.
Starting that way with healing, actually having real heals, but
the game. I think Bushy is starting to realize defensive mechanics are pretty interesting. I mean, Mega Colony's getting a lot of reactionary cards. Yeah. It's as if when your opponent calls a dude, you can do something and stun it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Angel Fighters now have heals, which are a defensive mechanic in a sense. Golds had the guarding on your opponent's turn. When your opponent attacks, you can CB something to guard, or something from your hand, or something from the deck. Yep. We are starting to see. Well, I want to see more of that. I want to see. We've been playing Vanguard with just my turn. Okay, your turn. Okay, my turn. Okay,
Did I live?
Turn. I want some more interaction between the players in terms of I want I call sword me effect there.
Okay, please no. All right, we're at
5 seconds.
Okay, bye.
Eat Gaming, we love you. Bye.
I don't think we did the second.